Welcome back, Corny
Wow.
Nation.
Thanks for coming back.
Those of you who left, eat my asshole.
He's got it in his hand.
This episode is brought to you by assholes.
That's
You
what
too
his
can
looks
vote.
like. That's what his looks like. I've seen it. I love it. Tasty.
Mm. All right,
I
walk me through.
do I do have another note here. At some point we go to the Norman's lab when he's doing all of his stuff. And
Hmm.
at one
Hmm.
point he does drink a bottle of the serum and then straight up throws a glass bottle on the ground in
Yes,
the laboratory. And it's
I
like,
noticed
dude,
that.
there's glass.
He's
Like,
like,
why did you do that? Like, just set it down. I was like, this is a lab. Like the sergeant was like, Norman, people work here. That's so dangerous.
yeah, exploded it all over the ground.
Yeah.
I thought the exact same thing. I was like, what a ridiculous thing to do right there.
He's like, and I
I
tried to be
mean,
like, Norman just breaks glass in a lab. Something of a scientist. Yeah, no scientist would do that.
it did look cool though. You got to give him that.
It was so cool. I was like, damn, that's so dramatic. But this is people work here, man. And then just
Yeah.
just 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 the and the guy's like, oh my God, God, please don't die. And then he kills
Oh,
him.
I have a question about that. Does he complete the thing? Like the tube goes in, he hits the button. It's like filling up.
I
How am I trying
think
to ask this question?
I think the problem was their formula was not ready. They did
Okay,
need to
but
go back into formula.
but he was like blah 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 blah, blah like going crazy, and then his coworker friend
Oh, stopped
stopped
it?
it. So that's what my thinking was, that he wasn't fully
Oh, it could
Green
be. My
Goblin.
thought was
He
always
had
that like
split.
My thought was always that the coworker was right. Like they needed to go back to formula because it wasn't ready.
No, I agree. I agree. But that's where I thought the aggression came from, because they're like, the
Okay.
people are
Yeah,
aggressive.
no.
So they were like, yeah, it's not ready. But then he didn't, because if he stayed in there fully,
He'd be
he
full
would
goblin.
always full goblin.
Okay, yeah, no, that could be it.
But I didn't know if that was just my
I I like the take.
hot take of Spider-Man Green Goblin.
Then he flies in and blows up 2002 Iron Man looking suit.
Oh yeah,
Like there's the
dude,
thing
that
that like
was.
glides up and
I love that scene. He's like, "What is that? Oh God!"
oh God.
I didn't remember that he killed all the people in the bunker. That was exciting.
Norman don't care.
Also, why did that general hate him so much?
No,
The
again,
moment he
like
saw him, he's like, "Fuck you! I'm pulling your funding." He's like, "I
like
hope I can fire this piece of shit."
he's like
Like, damn, dude, relax.
back to formula. So yeah, I just had to note that like Norman shouldn't have broken glass. He wasn't even Goblin yet. He just broke glass.
That's when it was out of character. It was just like, it was like, if I were the other scientist, I'm like, dude, that's kind of a dick thing to
Hey,
do. So I got to clean
someone
that
has to
shit up.
clean that up, asshole.
Also, I never, before watching this, got that last line where Norman says "back to formula" and then
Oh,
throws him. I
yeah,
never knew he said that.
yeah. Back to formula.
Back to formula.
Norman don't care.
Poor guy. I like that scientist. He was just looking out for
Then we go back to Spider.
Spider Boob. Well,
Because
at
now
what
we're
point
like,
are,
oh God,
is this
Norman.
when he's? Where
This
are
is
we with Spider Man?
so I think he
Peter.
now is trying to do his webs.
Oh, this is where he's. No, 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 no.
No, that's right. He can do webs. You don't know how. So he goes to school, and he's like, what? He's tripping out because he's like, why? What is happening to me? Because he
Yeah.
catches Mary Jane.
Yes. He's like, and I forgot. I do. I don't know how I forgot about that scene, but I forgot about it.
Oh,
And
that's
then
the
it happened. I was
scene.
like,
Yeah, it's no practical effects.
you
That
mean?
that they made everything sticky, and he actually like caught all of it.
Okay, that was my next question. I watched it and I was like, that wasn't CGI. That looked too perfect. And I was like, maybe they did it in reverse somehow, but no. And I
No,
think about, I
th-
was like, how the hell
I
did they
think there
do
was an
that scene?
absurd number of takes, but it was all just sticky, and he actually caught all of that.
Dude, that's crazy. Because it
Right?
looked so real. I'm like, how the hell did they get that shot? So they made it sticky, and he
It
actually
just
caught it.
generally had to hit and it would catch.
Dude, that's crazy. Good for them. I
Yeah.
appreciated that.
Yeah, and then go back to him being a creep where Mary Jane gives him a compliment like, "Oh wow, I've never seen your eyes before." And he's just like and we're just like, "All right, yeah, no, leave me alone."
All right, I'm going to. So when he squirts out his webbing onto the tray, why on earth did he just yank it as hard as he
Fling it.
could behind
I
himself?
don't know. And then it just so happened that like the bully was behind him.
Yeah, he wasn't sitting that far. Also, you know what bugs me about his webs?
Mhm.
Like they detach, sort of like the climbing thing. They detach when he wants,
Yeah.
but then sometimes stays attached to him.
He's
So I was like,
he
why did
he
that one stay onto him?
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
The scene walking through the doors with the tray, that's a
Yeah,
classic.
classic. What I'll say, this is my favorite iteration of what Spider Sense feels like. The scene after he leaves the lunchroom and
Mm.
it's like
Hmm.
everything's in slow mo and we like feel it. It's my favorite of like this is what Spider Sense is.
I totally agree. In fact, it was another scene that I had forgotten about that I loved as a kid. So when it came on, I was like, oh, I completely forgot about this. Love it. But yeah, it's such a cool indication
Yeah.
of what it's like to have spidey senses.
And then the fight.
And then he, what's his butt, just freaking wrecks that
Yeah.
metal
Yeah.
locker. And if my lockers in high school, if you're handed that, you'd have a broken hand.
All right. But do also remember he's 40.
Oh, you're right.
He is a
You're
grown
right.
man. So that's a fun fact I have. Uh Toby Maguire was an asshole. And apparently a lot of the people on the crew did not like him at all.
Really?
Someone offered Flash, the guy that was like fighting him, $100. He's like, I'll give you $100 if one of the takes you actually punch him in the face. And the guy, like, it was like his like first role, so he was like, I don't think I'd work again, so no, I'm not gonna do that. But like the crew and like other people in the crew were like, yeah, no, like I'd get in on that. And so he was offered money to like in a take just punch Toby in the face.
It's so interesting because I know now he's sort of like he's regarded known as an asshole and like the whole
Yeah,
poker scene and all that. But I didn't know he was an asshole that early on.
apparently. Yeah.
Man, I would love to have known what he was doing on set.
What he was doing.
It breaks my heart because I loved him so much as a
You love
kid.
Spider-Man, yeah.
What was he doing? Like, how are you
Probably
that
just
much of
being
a
like because he
dickhole?
was a child actor, so he probably had an ego about him of like, I'm the most successful person here.
Yeah. But then I would just be like, yeah, that you're, I mean, because no one knew the success that the Spider-Man had.
Right.
And
It's
they'd be
like
like, you're in a fucking superhero movie,
you're
dude.
in
Relax.
Spider-Man. Shut up. You're in Spider-Man. Calm down.
But then I'm sure number two, he was in more of an asshole because he's like, did
Oh,
you
I've
see
got
what?
some stuff about number two. He almost went there.
Really? Why?
Uh-huh. He almost just didn't stuff with his back as well.
Hmm.
There
How
was
do you go
almost
from not doing, not almost not doing number two, but then three comes around and you're like, you read that
money,
script and you're like, yeah, I'll do that shit.
money. It
Money. Yeah, 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 yeah,
an
yeah.
awful lot of money. Um, so during the fight, there's an extra that was like trying to get his big break.
Oh, I missed it. Tell me
So
about it.
there's this guy, he's a bigger guy, he's got like a really curly head, he's got glasses, and like throughout it, he is putting everything into it. Like at one point during the fight, he's like, and then after like Peter does the punch on Flash, you see him like go back and just watch the fight and just watch
I'm gonna do
like
it.
he's in the bag of ones and he's just like and then like the clap. It's beautiful. It's so good.
Damn, dude, I hate I missed that.
But also like imagine the kid that everyone's been bullying for years now beats up the most popular guy at school like, "Oh shit, he's been taking karate." Like we need this guys, we need to stop bullying him.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone in that group, because if everybody that we've seen so far bullies the shit out of him. I'm sure everyone was like, "Oh
So
my,
like afterwards, like people are
we're
like, "Hey,
fucked."
do you want to sit by me on the bus later, Peter? I'll have a seat available for you. I'm gonna tell the bus driver to stop forgetting about you, Peter." Like, and then the bully's response is like to call him a freak. Like, dude, he just punched your friend
Yeah,
across a room. Like, I would start being nice to him.
yeah, that guy has balls to be just watch his friend get punched across the hallway and then proceed to call the person who did that a freak.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
would be like, I would just leave.
I'd be like, oh, I have to go.
I have to
I'll,
go right now.
I'll save you a seat on the bus. I'm gonna tell the bus driver to stop intentionally leaving you behind. But no, instead he goes, "You're a freak," and it's like he should hit you now.
Also, where do you? That wasn't the end of the school days. Where does Peter go? He like runs off.
I think he just skips the rest of school, and that's when Uncle Ben gets mad.
Hmm. He's like, you son of a bitch.
He's, Peter, you're better than that. And he goes, I'm Spider-Man. I
So it's
am.
after that when he climbs up the.
Then he climbs up. Then he climbs up.
Yeah, I
Then
love. I even as a kid, I loved
oh,
the Yeah, it's like, and then he's like,
and then he
which
does a jump. And
also the
say it.
amount of strength that takes to with your fingers and your toes climb up a wall, I can't imagine.
Well, but he's also got little prickles that help him.
Yeah, but even like just the strength of like
Well,
pulling.
Spider-Man's strong.
I know. I'm complimenting the guy.
Spider-Man's strong.
I'm not saying it's unrealistic because it's
He
very
always has
realistic
to
that he's a
hold
human
back.
spider.
Otherwise, he'd punch people's heads off.
Oh, that was the whole. We thought that, or we still think there's going to be a darker version of Spider-Man.
I hope. I think they should do it. Because that's a big part of his character is he's always like the just moral compass good person of like I'm not going to kill anybody. So he's always holding back because of.
And the two animated that I saw, the most recent,
Uh-huh.
um, or it was the second one that had the older Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Did he was like a schlup, but he didn't kill anybody. I don't remember.
No. No, no,
Okay.
you talking about when Nick from New Girl was Spider-Man?
Yes, Nick from New Girl was
No, he
Spider-Man.
never
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
anybody. He was just like his was just life got bad. Aunt May died. Mary Jane divorced him, and he's like, God, my life's falling apart.
When's that one coming out? That's
I
a
don't
great
know. I don't
trilogy or
know.
soon to be trilogy.
Did I tell you about Josh Allen? How he might have ruined that for us.
No, what happened?
So you know Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me, but
Yeah.
tell it again, tell it again.
Yeah. So Haley Steinfeld and then Shamik from Spider-Verse, he like you could tell was super into her. Like had a really big crush. I was like, she's so great to work with. She's such an amazing co-star to have. She's so charming. And he's like, and if we can make this live action, she's the only person I'd want to do it with. And like you were like, oh, you're down bad. And then
Oh shit.
she's
And then
dating Josh Allen, and then Josh
not
Allen
just
and her got
dating anymore.
engaged,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Damn it.
it's all done.
Though that what's her name?
Haley
Um
Steinfeld,
no, the character
oh Gwen
Gwen
Stacy,
Stacy Spider-Man.
you're into it.
I'm into it.
You're into it. Do you like the shaved? Is that what it
Yeah, I
is?
was gonna say normally no, like in real life,
But
no.
you're okay with that?
But in this circumstance, I'm like,
You
yeah,
get it, girl.
you get it, girl. You do your thing, girl.
I like the pig. I think the John Mulaney pig is hot.
Yeah, the John Mulaney pig is hot. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, the John Mulaney pig's so hot.
Those are good movies.
I know.
Those
Those
are
are
good
great.
movies. Okay. So then he goes, "Tick, tick, 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 tick," and he's like, up and away with fly,
I love the fly.
fly. And there's one where he's like,
It's like, he's like, why didn't that work? And I go,
also, if I was him in that situation, and I've always thought this, the fact that he grabbed it and was like, I'm gonna jump off this building.
yeah,
There was no like in between first. He wasn't like, let me
no,
see
man.
if I can just like if this can hold my weight.
He's like, I think I can try. I'm gonna try it.
He's like, I'm just gonna do it.
You know, come on. You gotta remember, he's 18. Do you remember being 18 to be like, no, I think it's a good idea?
Oh, the other thing is he was flying and screaming, and there was like tons of people on the ground, and nobody.
Again, yeah, there's some moments where like obviously, oh yeah, Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Because like the whole web thing when the tray
Oh
flew,
yeah, that's
like
another.
people were
Yeah, no
like,
one was like,
huh.
huh. I saw Peter
And then
Parker
like
with a
a few
web
months
coming out of
later,
him.
Spider-Man comes on the scene and be like, yeah, no, I think I went to high school with him.
Maybe people did do that, but no one. We just don't follow those
Because it's, all,
characters.
you gotta, it's New York, so it's like there's, I mean, an insane amount of people. So you're like, shut up. No, you didn't. You did not go to high school with
Like, yeah, I
Spider-Man.
swear I saw him kick this dude's ass and have
He did
web
a
come out of it.
backflip.
And they're like, yeah, right.
No, he
It's
screamed as he jumped over buildings.
I had a I had a third grader today tell me that he was skydiving. The same third grader told me he's been in a motorcycle accident that he just tells me crazy stories that he's been in. So that's what I imagine it being like. It's like these high schoolers would go tell me like, no, no, I saw him do it, and everyone's like,
Like, you didn't. You
bullshit.
did not. And I guess that's a good point. Like, you have to think like they can say it. Oh, I know Spider-Man as much as they want, but if there's no actual evidence, like none of have the picture, so it's a good point. So then he spiders a bit, and
Not a
then
bit. He just eats shit and then he goes
yeah,
home.
he crashes into the sign. That's true.
Yeah.
But then he has a creepy interaction with Mary Jane again.
That's yeah, yeah, yeah. He goes outside. And she's like, "Oh, did you hear that screaming?" And he's
He
like,
goes, yeah. She goes, yeah, we do that a lot.
"Oh yeah, I kind of noticed, but like, no big deal. We all scream." She's
And
like,
she's like, well, your aunt and uncle don't scream. And he's like, well, they're too old to scream.
he's like, "Well,
They're
they're
in the,
95."
if they screamed, they'd poof into dust. And then, of course, the guy that he just beat the shit out of shows up in his car and like does it like, hey man, sorry about earlier.
Yeah, he just watches from.
He just walks and goes, hey, Mary Jane, get over here.
You already
Get
know his
over
car.
here. Of car.
You know what I never really understood is so they lived next to each other since they were kids.
Yeah.
Mary Jane, I know, is nice to him, but Peter kind of acts like they never have any interaction ever.
Hmm.
And I'm like, she lives right there. Surely you guys talk more than like your paths would cross.
You know,
When you
but do you
were
remember
in middle school, you would go to the bus together. Like,
he did eat the class hamster in kindergarten, which is why
that's
everyone
right.
hates him. Because
That's
again,
right.
he did something to make everyone hate him. Even the bus driver. You say they went to the bus stop and go, no, they didn't. The bus driver told Mary, hey, go walk a block down so I
Go
can
walk
leave
over
him
there.
behind.
So you think he was hated even in
I think
grade
he's always
school?
been. You don't get to that level of hate that was on that bus that one day without like that didn't happen overnight. That was
Maybe
built.
they all knew that he was kind of a pervert. They're like, dude, we
And that's
see
a good point.
you.
Like, yeah, no, he keeps saying he shoots for the school paper. There is no school paper. There is no yearbook, and he's always taking photos. He's like, oh, I need to go to the girls' locker room for a photo for this paper.
It's
They're like,
important.
oh, Peter's such a perv
You're a pervert, man. You can't be doing that. I do feel bad for Uncle Ben.
because he got shot.
Oh,
Or
I mean, yes, that part, yes. But I meant before that when he had to paint the kitchen by
well, he
himself.
painted the kitchen by himself because Peter's selfish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Also, when I wonder if Peter got knocked out, or do you think he was just like Spider-Maning all day?
he was Spider-Man all day.
Okay.
Because I'd probably be guilty of it too.
Yeah,
I'd Spider-Man all day.
I think though I would check in and be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey guys, painting?
you know how I said I'm painting? I'm not painting anymore.
I'm not gonna
I
paint,
got
but I'm
inspired
okay. I'm
things.
alive.
Does Aunt May know that he's Spider-Man?
This Aunt May, not in this movie for sure. I
I think
think.
she does.
Oh, you
In
think
this
she
movie,
does?
I think she does. In my brain, I thought she was the one who made the suit for him. That's definitely not the
Oh,
case.
really? Oh no. There's hints in like I think two that I'm like, I think she, because like she knows that he takes the pictures.
Yeah.
Um, I do. Where's all the webbing kept?
Like the ones that's been used
Well, I am
or like in
those
his body.
the ones. So since he doesn't have web shooters, it's implied that he might just have an infinite amount of web in him. Where is it?
I think it's probably made in some glands,
Okay, okay.
his
All
spider
right.
glands. It's probably like a chemical reaction that
But does
happens.
that mean like at some point, because with the web shooters, you can run out. And
Well, he
then you
runs
got,
out in the third one.
okay, yeah, okay, all right.
I
Mystery
kind of
solved.
forget why though.
Well, in the second one, there's this point where like his
Oh, it happens
powers
in the
going,
second?
yeah, where his powers
Oh,
kind of
okay.
stop working for a second, and it's because he's got erectile dysfunction.
Oh, it happens. It
Or no,
happens
no, no,
around college.
arachnid dysfunction.
Oh,
Because he's like, I don't know if I want a Spider-Man anymore, and his powers like, fuck you, you should be grateful. I'm gonna stop working.
I'm gonna stop working. He's like, all right,
Like,
let me
I
take
was
this.
kidding.
Let me take this pill and redeem
Get
my
my spider
arachnid
back.
dysfunction.
There
All
is a
right.
scene I do have a note on where, like, when he's doing something, like he's trying to hide his spider costumes, and Aunt May knocks and goes, Aunt May, I'm not dressed. And I'm like, Aunt May
Oh
thinks you're
yeah.
jerking off.
No, it's when he's spraying
Oh, yeah,
everywhere.
that's when he's playing with the web. He's playing with the web. That's right, that's
Yes.
right. And he's like, Aunt May, I'm not dressed, Aunt May. And I'm like, dude, she thinks you're jerking off.
You're
Like,
jerking off.
like,
She
like,
knows you're jerking off.
she's like, what's happening in here? What's all this? What's all this banging?
Every time I think of that scene now, the what's the spoof movie with Drake Bell
Oh,
where he
I think
is
it's a
jerking off?
superhero movie. Yeah.
Superhero. So he is jerking off in that scene and splooging everywhere. And so now every time I see or think
You
of
think of
that
that one.
scene, I'm like, yeah, he's just
Did
splooging
you like the
everywhere.
subtle Dr. Pepper ad?
Yeah, subtle. He plays
And
so subtle.
then I mean, only way it could matter is he goes, "Wow, I sure could use a cool, refreshing taste of Dr. Pepper.
I
It makes me ready to fight villains."
wonder how Dr. Pepper got involved in that.
They make cans. Like I remember they had Spider-Man cans.
Oh, so they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, like they had cans like advertising the movie, and I was like, "Wow, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man's favorite choice of drink.
Dr. Pepper." I love a Dr. Pepper after a long day of fighting the Goblin. Of Goblin this Goblin.
Goblin the Goblin.
Goblin the Gob. Then he
So
goes to
then,
wrestle.
no, no, he watches Mary Jane from the window.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, yep. Creeps.
Also, she's never noticed. I think she's in on it. I think she
Oh,
knows what
you think
she's
she's kind
doing.
of into it? She's like, watch me.
Yeah, she leaves her door or window open, and then he's like, oh, "I'm just gonna watch," and she's like, "Yep,
So you think she's always kind of known, like, oh yeah, this the guy that killed the hamster has a thing for me.
yeah." Because even here where I live, our there's a neighbor that's like I don't know, 12 feet that way. They're with the window, and I close the window a lot because I'm like, they could
I don't want
easily
you.
see in here,
Yeah, yeah.
but not Mary Jane. She's like, mm-mm.
Let him look.
Let him look, let him look.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is
And
creepy.
he's like, all right, I'm gonna take a gander. But then again, he's a teenage boy. Boys will be boys, am I right?
Well, big boys.
No, we can't say that anymore. Sorry. I didn't mean that.
If
Uh,
I had a female neighbor that lived that close to me and had her window open, I would politely say, you really should close your window.
there are perverts
There
around.
are perverts around. Um,
Not
but
me. I'm the only one that faces that window, and I wouldn't do that. But there
I
are
would never
other
do that. But I love the new underwear set.
the new underwear set.
Yeah, I would tell her, by the way, I love your new underwear set. Have you tried it on this? But there are so many perverts around that you just need to be careful of.
Mary Jane knows, man.
She's in on it. That's your because then in this movie she does like eventually like no I'm into you Peter and it's like the guy that's been stalking you
Yeah, dude, she knew it the whole time. And she's the only one who's nice to him.
She is.
So
She
she
is.
knows. She's like, hey, later tonight, I'm gonna come out of the
I'm
shower.
gonna
You're
get
gonna look at
naked,
me.
and you're gonna look.
You're gonna like it.
You're gonna like
Okay?
it, and I'm gonna act like I don't see that you're
Yeah.
looking.
And I look, you're a nerd, so in high school I can't be with you because
But
I have that
afterward,
on me. But afterwards, when nobody cares about that stuff anymore, yeah,
we can be together. And then on top of that, you're Spider-Man? Hell yeah.
hell yeah. That is my favorite at the she like kisses him at the very end. And then they have a long dialogue. And then as he's walking away, she's like, my God,
I recognize that mouth.
I know that
I
mouth.
I know that mouth.
Oh, I know that mouth from anywhere.
I know that mouth from anywhere.
But when I was a kid, I was like, oh shit, she knows.
She knows.
You know what? This is totally well, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I have a thing that I really like about one of the scenes. Where are we?
I think he's about to
Oh,
start wrestling.
yeah, because he wants a car.
Yeah.
I forgot about this part. So he wanted a car, and I didn't remember this. Then he's like, I
And
need
so he
money,
found like a $3,000 car, and it's like if you last in the ring, you'll get $3,000.
$3,000, and he's like, I'm there.
Um, Bonesaw's the greatest Spider-Man character of all time.
Bone saw,
Bonesaw is ready.
dude. I say that probably 15 times a year.
Bonesaw is ready.
Oh, but and then but the I got you. I always thought it was I got you for 3 minutes, Spider-Man, but it's not.
It's
It's
not
just, I got you for 3 minutes.
3 minutes of playtime.
3 minutes of
But
playtime.
it's so much more satisfying to say, I got you for 3 minutes, Spider-Man.
It is also okay. They're hosting this event.
Yeah,
They know this scrawny kid comes up, and that's the time they're like, late, put down the fence.
yeah.
He's gonna fucking kill this guy.
But
It's
also,
gonna be
then Peter
great.
freaks out about it, like, Peter, you stick to the. This is the ideal
Oh,
situation
that's a
for you.
good point. He's like, oh, this is
Like, where he's
perfect.
like, I didn't agree to this. Like, no, you should want this. Also, some 2002 homophobia.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was like that line would never happen now.
That's a cute outfit. Did your husband make it for you? I was like, damn, Peter, I'm
Damn.
starting to see why you're not liked.
Wow, asshole.
Like, man, as someone who gets bullied, you're awfully homophobic.
It's funny that stuck out to me too. I was like, oh, that you
Like,
can't do that.
can't say that. You can't say that.
Can't say that nowadays.
Tom Holland would never.
Man, I wish they'd bring that character back, Bonesaw. What a great.
Well,
Oh, did he die?
yeah, Randy Savage is dead.
Is that Randy Savage?
Yeah, it's
I did
Macho
not know that.
Man. Macho
I did
Man
not know
Randy
that.
Savage. Yep, Bonesaw.
Bonesaw is
And then,
ready.
then like, then he goes to the guy to get paid, and he's like, "Oh, you didn't." He gives him like $200. He goes, "Well, no, you didn't do the full time." And it's like,
I think he gave him 100 because I was
yeah,
watching that
yeah.
and I was like, that's crazy.
And it's like, Peter, you could beat the shit out of him. Like, give me his fucking money.
And also, there's like cash everywhere. It's like, yeah, just take what you. Oh
Web
shit!
it. Go web get the web some cash.
Oh, that's true. That's even better. Yeah, just web it and go.
You are owed and then then the classic line. I forget the part where that's my problem.
I forget the. That's my problem.
But then it becomes his problem because
And
guess
then it
what?
becomes his problem.
Uncle
Also,
Ben.
the whole time I was thinking how close the wrestling place was to the New York Public Library
But I guess he did a little running.
because he got dropped off at the library, so
Yeah.
he was close enough he could walk over. And then Uncle Ben, obviously, I thought Uncle Ben and him had a lot more.
Scenes together?
Yeah.
Nah. But you knew, you felt it. He was your uncle too.
Oh, we forgot about the most important line of all cinema history before the
Oh
fight.
gosh. That they've never been able to they with great power comes great responsibility. And then in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, that Uncle Ben is like, well, you can't say that. So he had like power, and if you should be powerful, you should Be responsible for other. And it's like, just say it, man. Just fucking say it.
Just, just say it, man. Is that was that actually created from Spider-Man that line, or
I
was it
don't
did they
know. I don't
take
know if
that
that's like an original comic line. I know like that movie scene is iconic.
with great power comes great responsibility? He's like, "Fuck you, man, I'm out of here." We're like,
And he
damn, dude,
leaves. It's
relax.
like, Peter.
Dude, Peter, relax, man. He's trying to help. So then, yeah, then he's dying,
Then
and
Uncle Ben
I,
becomes Uncle Ben, but instead of Ben, it's Been, like he's Ben. Ah,
da, 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 da. I'll be here all week, folks.
I'm
Don't forget
genius.
to tip your waiters. I
And
remember crying in that scene when I was a kid. It was sad. That got to me.
do you cry as an adult?
Um, I refuse to answer that question.
Yeah, I can see the tear marks.
From 2 days ago.
See the tear lines on your face.
Also, I didn't remember how the guy died. Not Uncle Ben, the criminal. I was like, does Spider-Man kill this dude?
No,
Because I knew he died, and I was like,
he
but then I was
trips.
like, oh, he just trips.
He falls. But Spider-Man didn't web him to save him.
So is he a murderer?
I don't know. Am I a murderer for pushing that old lady down the stairs? I didn't go check to see if
Huh.
she was okay. So no.
So we don't know if she died, so then there's no crime.
Am I a murderer for running that bus of orphans off the road? I don't know. I didn't go check.
It's like Schrodinger's cat. We don't know if they're dead or
I'll
not.
never
So
know. I'll never know.
I'll never know. Also, the guy's hair is just ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody there should have been like, "Hey, we cannot let you go out like that."
My thing is they probably did that like set or costuming or hair makeup. They're like, what's his name? Rami McDoodle, Rami Shramadon,
Excuse me?
the director's name,
Oh, Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Rami
Uh,
Strudel.
he was probably like, we got to be able to distinguish that this is the same person. So someone was like, just dye the top of his head.
He just dies
And he was
whole head.
like you son of a
That's
bitch.
pretty smart.
That's
That's
it.
pretty good. That's
No
pretty
one will
good.
have this ridiculous of a haircut.
And so
Then
then they chase, and Spider-Man is
beats
like,
the shit out
"That's
of
my
him.
uncle."
He's like, haha, I'm gonna kill you anyway, because you shouldn't have been a little bitch.
The itch, and then he falls.
Spider-Man's like, yeah, well, and then he falls to his death. And the cops are like, hey, don't move.
Hey, you! Don't go anywhere! And he's like, "I'm getting the fuck
Don't
out of here."
move. He's like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck here, man.
Then Uncle Ben's dead, and Peter cries, and
Also, I didn't understand. So Peter Parker comes home, Aunt May's there. You would think they'd like be at the hospital, they would be like with the cops talking about
yeah,
what happened. They're both just at home like a few hours after he got was shot and killed.
yeah.
Just doesn't feel natural.
Well, he's dead. He had to die.
We know he had to die because
Uncle
with
Ben
great
has to
power
die.
comes great responsibility.
Yep. And so now they're sad, but Peter is going to graduate high school.
Immediately.
Yeah, because I think, yeah, after Uncle Ben dies, they're like, well, at least he graduated high school. And Aunt May's like, God, Uncle Ben would be so proud of you.
Yeah, and he's like, I wish
Yeah,
he was here. She's like, yeah,
yeah, man.
me too. And then Mr. Oswald is like, hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter, I'm Goblin.
Hey, Peter,
Peter, do you like
I'm
Goblin?
Goblin.
Goblin what? Goblin on these nuts. It's like, no, Norman got him.
Harry's like, oh, shit.
Harry pops up. Shit.
Damn, that would have been,
Cinema gold.
that would have been
And then
cinema gold.
and then Harry so they graduate, and then Norman's like, I'm gonna talk to Peter. And Harry just sees Mary Jane and popular jock boyfriend break up, and he
He's
goes,
like,
finally. He goes, did you know I'm rich? And Mary Jane's like, okay. Because Mary Jane is uninterested in that relationship the whole time they're
the
dating.
whole time,
So
which,
she just wanted one thing.
yeah, says a lot about her character because, yeah, from the very beginning, she wasn't interested. But she stayed with him because also, listen, I know he's controversial, but James Franco, is
Yeah.
a handsome man.
He's handsome in that film.
You don't think Franco's a handsome man in general?
He's a handsome man now, but like, the whole like, hey, if you don't suck my dick, I'm
Right.
gonna fail, you're gonna fail my class.
Again,
That
that,
makes him less handsome to me.
right, right. I totally agree. But I mean, yes, in the context of this movie, I'd be like, that's a good, fine, a
Yeah,
rich, good
yeah,
looking dude. Good for you, man.
yeah.
But she's like, no, I just want the money. And we're like, that's kind of sucks.
It's like, I love money. And then
I for Yeah, keep going.
well, and then we get the websuit. He's in the suit.
Which we don't know where it comes from.
He made it.
I
That
don't
one doesn't have like
understand.
any high tech stuff. He just sewed that.
You can't just when I was getting, and even now, I
I
want a
don't know.
Spider-Man costume like
I
that.
don't know. So Nathan has one.
I forgot Nathan does have one.
It is that
He
one.
looks so good in it.
I love this Spider-Man
Can we get
costume.
our producer? Who's our producer? Can you put that on
Throw that
screen
up.
for us?
Throw that up the back. There's one like clip I made, and it's like a sound clip from the Spider-Man soundtrack of him, and it's him like crawling on a wall.
Yes. Dude, I sent that to you guys just recently because I came across it
You probably did, yeah. It was a classic.
randomly and I forgot about it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great.
He looks so good. He looks so good in the clip.
He looks so good.
He's like,
Dude, I wish you would wear that every Halloween.
I know.
This episode is brought to you by Neck Pillows. Neck Pillows are on sale right now
Vanilla.
On Amazon Prime and Billow. Get them while they're still can go around your neck.
I love things around my neck,
Like little slippery snakes.
like hands.
Well, Corny Nation, we're gonna take a break.
Oh no, are
Um,
we already almost there?
yeah, we have 1 minute left. Literally 60 seconds.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having such a good time. So I'm assuming this is gonna be a four-parter. So we have our 1 and 2-parter
Yeah,
already. But actually so it'll be a two-parter because the next half will be together, which we're gonna try to do right now.
we'll
But
see.
there's a chance Zoom does not let us.
Zoom
So
poops.
Corny Nation, just tune in.
We love you.
Uh, we love you. Tune in next week for part two
One of you will
slash
win a
three,
prize.
four. One of you will win a prize. um, and that's corny.
That's
Oh, no,
cornucopia.
no, copia.